boom, boom. With the number one pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Sean Brown. From the University of Nassau Community College? That did not happen. As you can all see, I'm currently 5'6" in height, and this is the tallest I've been my whole entire life. I did not make the NBA, but you couldn't tell me any different when I was growing up. I was your typical basketball fan in the 90s. I wanted to be just like Mike. And by Mike, I mean Michael Jordan, the 6-time NBA champion of the Chicago Bulls. Not Michael B. Jordan, the actor from the movie Creed and Black Panther, who for some reason, everybody seemed to confuse me for. My dad bought me my first basketball hoop when I was about 9 years old, and I'll never forget it, Fisher-Price. It had the big black base with the thick blue column, with the red rim leading to the black backboard. Whew, what a beauty. This is when my hoop dreams would begin. Shortly after getting the basketball hoop, my mom and my dad had some serious issues in their marriage, and he was removed from the home, making my mom a single mother of 3 boys. I went to my brother one day, I'm like, oh man, could you believe it? We're growing up in a single mother household. I'm definitely going to the NBA. Look at LeBron, single mother, greatest player of all time. I was no LeBron. LeBron got drafted to the NBA when I was in the 6th grade, and he's still playing today, making millions of dollars. Meanwhile, I'm in here telling stories to you guys. I was what you would call a bench warmer. I always made my school's basketball team, but I never got in the game. I sat on the bench for so long, people started to think I was an assistant coach in training. See, the thing was, my high school basketball team was one of the best on Long Island. We were expected to win the championship every single year I attended. All the players were good. They were tall, athletic, and fast. I was short, unathletic, and slow. So the back of the bench, I would go season after season. But I really wanted to play in the games. My dream was to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. So I did everything possible to get in the game. I never missed a practice. I went 100% every possession, every single drill. I even would sneak into my school's gym at night on off days and get some extra practice in. I would run my sprints. I would do my drills. I would practice my free throws. And I was there so often, the school janitor started to notice. And one day, as I was in there working out, he was on the opposite side of the court, mopping the floor, making the court look all pristine and beautiful. And as I was wrapping up, he approached me. He walked up to me and said, "Young man, I see you here almost every single night. I see you practicing your free throws, doing your drills, running your sprints, and I'm here to tell you that if you keep this up, if you keep putting all that extra work and effort into your craft, you still ain't getting in the game." I grabbed my basketball and I went home. My senior year, my team made the playoffs. And making the playoffs was a big thing. We would play at a local college and the whole community would show out. The first game was completely sold out. And on the night of the game, me and my team gathered on the school bus that was taking us to the arena, and we got about 5 minutes away when one of the star players on the team realized that he forgot his basketball sneakers at home. He rose up and said, "Coach, I forgot my sneakers. We have to go back." But we were already too far. So to fix this, my coach said, "You know what, Sean, you give him your sneakers, and you take the sneakers from the equipment manager so he could play in the game, and you could sit on the bench and still be in uniform." But the problem was I wear a size 9, and they gave me a size 11 shoe. That is 2 whole sizes bigger than my feet. But I wasn't expected to play, so it didn't make a difference, right? That game ended up being a huge blowout. We were up by 25 points. There was 3 minutes left on the clock. and my coach starts walking down the line of the bench, and he passes all the players that normally plays in the game. Then he stops where I'm sitting, and he grabs my jersey and said, "Brown, get in." I never heard those words before. I looked up and I said, "You sure?" He said, "Hurry up before I change my mind." So I jumped up, I hurried to the scorer's table, and I remember it like it was yesterday. The referee said, "Sub, step in." And I stepped on the court, and the crowd went crazy. But as I'm jogging on the court, something felt completely off. I'm jogging on the court, and I look down, and I see that I have these size 11 clown shoes on my feet. But it's too late already. I'm here. Let's play ball. So my first possession in the game, I was on defense. And I was backpedaling in arm's reach of my man. And I see the person with the ball make eye contact with the person I'm defending. So in my mind, I say, I think he's going to pass my man the ball. And I know all their plays. I've been watching it from the bench the entire game. And I was right. He passed the ball to my man, but I jumped the pass, and I intercepted the ball. I stole the ball. This was my moment. This was my moment to score one basket so all the college scouts in the crowd could see. But as I took my last dribble, the ball hits the tip of my size 11 clown shoes and rockets out of bounds. I could not believe it. I did not know what to do. It just looked like I kicked a field goal after a football team scored a touchdown. I turned to all my teammates on the bench and all the supporters behind them, and I said, "Touchdown!" The field goal is good. This was the first time I got a big laugh in front of a sold-out arena, and it felt amazing. And at that moment, I knew that I was no longer going to be the #1 pick in the NBA draft. But that was the day this stand-up comedian was born. Thank you.